Hello everyone, it's your bud. Today we're going to be talking about the Meta Liberation Army for My Hero Academia. They're an organization that believe the free usage of quirks is a basic human right. Now, I don't know too much about them, so as usual for these organizations or characters that I don't know everything about, I'll read through the wiki first and then give you my thoughts and theories. The Meta Liberation Army, often shortened to MLA, was a large and powerful villain organization that follows the philosophy that the free usage of quirks is a basic human right and emphasizes liberation over regulation. The original Meta Liberation Army was founded and led by the infamous Destro, and the current army was founded and led by his son, Re-Destro. The newer army later merged with the League of Villains to form the Paranormal Liberation Front. So the Meta Liberation Army was founded in the first days of Quirks, and then afterwards the son of the leader reformed it into the Meta Liberation Army again, and then that was then mixed and merged with the League of Villains to form the Paranormal Liberation Front. I will not be discussing the Paranormal Liberation Front in this video. I will save them for another video because they have all the main villains right now. But we will be talking about the original army, the Meta Liberation Army. In the past, when regulations were being created in several countries to restrict quirk usage, the Meta Liberation Army attempted to stop them. However, after several years of opposition, the militia group was ultimately defeated. Following their defeat, the group seemingly disbanded, and the Meta Liberation Army's Grand Commander, Destro, was incarcerated along with several of its members. After an unknown period of time, Destro died during imprisonment. The Meta Liberation Army made its mark on history as one of the most infamous villain groups, and their leader is compared to the likes of All for One. During his incarceration, Destro wrote an autobiography which resulted in several reprints due to its popularity. There are mixed opinions in regards to the actions of the Meta Liberation Army, with some individuals supporting their movement, while others dismissing it as acts of terrorism and ridiculed it for getting innocent citizens caught in the crossfire. Which, yeah, that's a pretty bad thing. Unbeknownst to the world, Destro actually had a child who would carry on his legacy. Destro's son, Rikiya Yotsubashi, also known as Re-Destro, the current Grand Commander of the now secret society. Including Re-Destro, the heads of the organizations are successful entrepreneurs with innumerable resources and wealth. Wow, so they're the big like Illuminati kind of. That's kind of neat. Members of the army salute by making an L with their hand and placing their thumb on their forehead. What? Hey now, you're an all-star, get the show on, let's do. I can't remember all the lyrics, that's been so long since I've thought of that song. As you getting thin, Anyways, by remaining in the shadow for decades, the Meta Liberation Army has amassed loyal warriors across many generations. Re-Destro claims their army has over 100,000 men waiting to strike at society and liberate quirks. That's insane. So the Meta Liberation Army is both the Illuminati's resources mixed with the anonymous populace thing. That's kind of cool. The Meta Liberation Army worships Destro and his vision. Therefore, only Destro can be credited with the liberation of society. Growing entities like the League of Villains threaten to overtake Destro's name and must be destroyed. Really? That seems a little strange to me. So, everyone can use quirks for free, but until that goal is achieved, every single villain is a threat? But what if that goal was achieved? Would the villains then be allowed to resume their villainy? Or, I don't really know. I don't understand that. I guess that's the only way that they're just keeping their brand safe, by destroying everything else. After capturing the League's broker, Re-Destro issued a declaration of war against the League of Villains, forcing them to come to, Deki City and face their elimination. Deka City. Deka? D-E-I-K-A. Deka City is the perfect place for the Liberation Army to hide due to its location. Routes entering and exiting the city are easily manipulated. It is a liberated district where the majority of residents align themselves with the Liberation Army. One of the army's agents, Sliding Go, escorts a league of villains into the city. We're actually just gonna skip this part because that's just basically it's just a like line for line recap of what happens here. But as mentioned in the beginning, they do eventually merge with the Paranormal Liberation Front. So basically, Tamura and Re-Destro kind of team up, and they like. Tamura's like, yes, I've been freed, or what do they call it? Liberated, right? They're the meta liberation army. So Tamura's like, yes, I've been liberated. I see the light. And Re-Destro's like, yes, I will work with Tamura. And then they like come up with some excuse that they make, and they make the Paranormal Liberation Front. So the original Meta Liberation Army was large and powerful enough to oppose the governments of multiple countries for several years before their ultimate defeat. And tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the only point in the entire story of My Hero that they have mentioned multiple governments and multiple countries. So the original Meta Liberation Army, as far as I'm aware, is the only multinational villain organization. As far as I'm aware, the League of Villains is just a thing in a single city or maybe a single country. But the Meta Liberation Army went to multiple countries and opposed multiple governments. Re-Destro's current army's strength is largely unknown. He boasts having 116,516 warriors in the Meta Liberation Army. Because Re-Destro was raised in secret by the remaining lieutenants who didn't get sent to jail from the first Meta Liberation Army, he had his Revival Festival to make the world know of the revival of the Meta Liberation Army. The Meta Liberation Army proves to have a large number of fighters under its regime. Spinner even confirms that each one of them is powerful and fully capable of wielding their meta abilities or quirks. Even pro heroes like Slide and Go are shown as faithful believers in the army. That's really cool. The leading members of the new Meta Liberation Army are major figures in the corporate and political fields, giving the army a great deal of social influence that goes unnoticed by the government. Each of them also possesses powerful meta abilities. Now, there was the original Destro, and it's now led by the son Re-Destro. There was a Curious, Skeptic, Trumpet, Slide and Go, and Gettin', and those are the main ones right now. And then when they merged with the Paranormal Liberation Front, all those surviving people then mixed with the League of Villains to now have this giant list of tons and tons of awesome villains. So the Meta Liberation Army is very interesting. It's kind of the Illuminati mixed with Anonymous, which I've never seen that kind of mix before, but this is definitely what I think of. Something about this really reminded me of Babylon 5. In Babylon 5, there's two different species of aliens. One of them is like pure chaos, and the other one is like pure order. And the way that the Meta Liberation Army believes they emphasize liberation over regulation, it makes me think that, and also the fact that the Meta Liberation Army's gotten in trouble for getting civilians involved in their fights, makes me really think that they're just full-on chaos side, where I really, really like the ideals of the Meta Liberation Army, but I don't like the way they put it into practice by harming others. If they just want liberation of quirk usage, and that's it, then that's fine, but it seems like the amount of death and carnage and chaos that they're causing means that they really want liberation of everything over regulation. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's the Meta Liberation Army's goal to just have complete chaos, but I believe they attract the type of person that wants to tear down regulations and systems and just anarchy and be a joker and all of that. So even though they believe in liberation over regulation, I think they attract a very chaotic crowd, and their 100,000 followers could all, I don't know, who says that they're all perfectly moral people with unscrupulous morals that can just decide when they're going too far or when they're not going too far? Or are they 100,000 people that believe in tearing down regulations? So that's kind of the anonymous side of it. I don't really see them as organized and let's see, the Illuminati wants to maintain control so they can keep their power, when Anonymous wants to just tear down the system and make it for the people. but somehow the Meta Liberation Army is the mix of the people and the Illuminati being the like super high powerful people with connections to the governments and all of this. And remember, it's multiple governments in multiple countries. So the Meta Liberation Army has the Illuminati spread over multiple countries' politics, and then they also have thousands of people that are basically like anonymous walking around within the city. So they have the Illuminati running the world and the anonymous people living in the world combined to form the Meta Liberation Army. However, I don't think that once they've achieved their goal that they would allow villains to appear, or I think their organization is too filled with people that have a desire to either keep power or tear down other regulations, and as such, I don't think that they're very good. The best way that I could describe this is the character that I liked the most from them, the one who actually made me click on this. I didn't know about all of the people, and then I was looking through a bunch of characters and found someone called Curious. I thought she looked pretty awesome. Her name is Chitose Kizuki, and she looks really, really cool. She's pretty awesome, but the thing is she has the power to turn anything into bombs. So apparently someone else has the ability to mind control or something, and then she has the ability to turn things into bombs. So they like just combine that, and she just like turns people into bombs. Her ability can bestow explosive properties on anything she touches, be it an object or a living being. A single landmine is not strong enough to be lethal, but she's capable of creating numerous landmines to make up for this weakness. And then she has a equipment thing that was manufactured by Detnerat. If you know who that is, then you'll understand more. Chitose's chain ring appears to be an ordinary bracelet until activated, at which point it rapidly transforms into a thick brick-shaped gauntlet with 4 wedge-shaped protrusions on the front. And as you know, she can make anything have the property of a landmine. So those small little protrusions on the front, she then gives the property of explosion, and the gauntlet is basically just a big strong shield that then she can explode parts of on the front. So she basically just turns it into a gun that's also a shield to protect her. But she's like so evil, just turning people into explosives and like doing all of this and that, and all of the people in the Meta Liberation Army, they just seem like, as much as their purpose would be freedom for all people to use their quirks in whatever way they wish, I mean, the way they go about it and the way they're trying to achieve it is just terrible. It's just awful. The only thing I can think of is now that they're mixed with the League of Villains and they form the Paranormal Liberation Front. I wonder how much that's changed the organization. But they're a very interesting one, aren't they? They have a good cause, but the actions used to bring about that cause is pretty terrible. And I believe that they do more harm than good to society and to their cause. If they used all of their wealth and power from the Illuminati side down to the anonymous side, they would be able to force great change. But at the moment, their ideals are only held back by the actions they take to enforce them. If they only published books and only taught of their ideals and didn't force the issue onto the public, then I believe they would have many, many more join them. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. This is just a short video, but the Meta Liberation Army's a pretty big part of the story, and I think they definitely deserved their own video. Like I said, I really liked Curious, that was her name, although Chitose Kizuki, she was the one that really made me like the whole army. But there are some cool characters, and if you want to know more about any of these specific characters from the Meta Liberation Army, any of the leaders, any of the soldiers, any of the like lieutenants or anything like that, just leave a comment below and I can make a video just for them. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Leave this a like if you want more My Hero. Subscribe for daily videos. I make a new video every single day. And leave any questions or suggestions in the comments below, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching.